Explanation of symbols on worksheets are as follows. Use coloring crayons to color the picture. Use your finger to follow the track or line or show the correct picture. Use a coloring crayon to draw a line or write a number or sound. Look at the picture and say the number or sound out loud. Use a scissors to cut on the dotted line. Look at the picture. Use these symbols for the lesson of the day, which will be allocated at the top right side of each page. For example, Lesson 1, Prepositions and Directions. Welcome to My Zone Online School. My name is Teacher Mutsa, and I have my friend here today. Let us say hi to everyone at home. Our theme this week is My School, and our first lesson is Prepositions and Directions. But before we begin, let's sanitize our hands, everyone. We open up our bottle, take a little squirt, spray, well done, inside, in between, round and round, well done, and just over. Good job. And remember, you must keep your social distancing. So let's check if we are far enough from each other. Good job. Now we can begin. Let us now turn the page for our first exercise. Turn your page. Here, the page is saying, color the children holding the block in front of them. So we are going to stand up. Stand up. Okay. And you're going to get anything you want, a box, a pencil, anything you can put in front of you. So we're going to start by putting the box in front of us. Well done. And place the box behind you. Okay. And then front of us. Very good. And behind you. Well done. So this exercise will help you color that page. We are now going to show you how to remember your left hand. So put your item down, face the wall. Yes. And I want you to lift up this hand. Very good. You are going to use anything you can tie on this hand. Up. Yes. I hope you're also following at home. Now this hand becomes your left hand. Let's do the left hand wave. Well done. So I'd like you now to sit down and turn your page to the next exercise. You are now going to use, that's the correct page? Yes. You are now going to use your left hand. Wave your left hand again. Very good. And you're going to trace your left hand. I am going to do it on the board, and my friend is also going to do it on his paper. You should also do it on your paper. You are going to start with your thumb. So you place your left hand down on your paper, and you will start from your thumb. Are we ready? Let's go. We go round and down, deep into the corners. Make sure your fingers are spaced out. Round and down. Up and round, deep into the corners, up and round, deep, up and round. And that is your left hand. Well done! That looks very nice. And I'm sure yours at home looks very nice as well. Now we're going to do our right hand. So let us wave our right hand. Well done. And just like the left hand, we are going to start with our thumb. I'm going to take a different color chalk, and I want you to place your right hand on your paper. And you're going to start from your thumb. And let's go. Round and down, deep into the corners. Don't forget to space out your fingers. Down, deep into the corners, up, round, deep into the corners. Don't worry if it's not perfect. Teacher's also not perfect as well. Round and down. And this becomes our right hand. Now that we have traced our left hand and our right hand, let's do something a little bit different. Please turn your page to the next exercise. On this page, we are going to identify different items on the left and the right. I want you to please identify the item on the left of the ice cream. Very good. I hope you're following at home as well. Now, I want you to identify the item on the right of the grapes. Grapes, yummy. Well done. And now, I'd like you to identify the item on the right of the soccer ball. Yes, well done. Good job. If you did this at home and you got everything correct, well done as well. Let's try and do our directions with a different exercise. Please turn your page. On your page, you have a boy and a girl standing on lines. I would like you to trace starting from the left to the right of these lines. So you begin from the left side and you move across to the right. Don't worry if it is not a straight line. You can also try on the other side where the girl is standing. You start from the dot and you move from the left going to the right. The rest you can do by yourselves at home. Thank you so much, everybody. This is the end of our lesson. But before we go, we would like to remind you to practice social distancing. How do we do that? You check how far you are from the next person by putting your hands out and in front of you. Before we go, we have a special message from our special friend, Zoshi.
Hi everyone, I'm Joshi. And make sure to always make a helicopter circle, stretching your arms out and spinning around like me. And make sure you're not touching anyone while doing this. Goodbye!
Explanation of symbols on worksheets are as follows. Use coloring crayons to color the picture. Use your finger to follow the track or line or show the correct picture. Use a coloring crayon to draw a line or write a number or sound. Look at the picture and say the number or sound out loud. Use a scissors to cut on the dotted line. Look at the picture. Use these symbols for the lesson of the day, which will be allocated at the top right side of each page. For example, Lesson 1, Prepositions and Directions. Welcome to My Zone Online School. My name is Teacher Mutsa and I have my friend today. Let's say hi to everyone at home. Our topic this week is my school. Now for our first lesson, we did prepositions and direction. We learned how in front looks like and behind. We also learned the difference between our left hand and our right hand. Today's topic is visual discrimination, and that is lesson 2. But before we start, we must sanitize our hands. So let us take our sanitizer and put a little bit in. Yes, well done. And we start inside, in between, round and on our wrists. Good job. Now we have to also remember social distancing. And how we practice good social distancing is to check if we are touching the next person. So we spread our arms out beside us and in front of us. Now we know we are ready. Let us turn to page 8 for our first exercise. You can see on the page that there are pictures of houses and flowers. But for our house, the first one has a chimney, 2 windows, and a door. Our second house is missing something. It has a chimney, a window, a door, but it is missing a window. So it is our job to draw the window. I'd like you on your paper to draw the missing window. You can start with a big square, and then you can make smaller squares in the middle. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. Very good. Now I'm sure you can see what is missing on the other houses, and I'd like you to do that by yourselves. Now I'm going to ask my friend to help me with the flower. Come and help me. Stand up, please. You can see that there is a flower here, and it's beautiful. Who loves flowers? I do too. But our second flower is missing something. So I'd like you to please draw the missing part of the flower. Well done. Good job. If you did that as well at home, well done. And the rest of the exercise, please do by yourselves. I hope your houses look pretty and your flowers look beautiful. Let us try a different exercise on the next page. Here we have pictures of a ball, a pencil, an apple, and a rectangle. My friend is going to help me to see which one is the bigger one. Which one is the bigger ball? Can you point? Well done. And which one is the bigger pencil? Very good. Which one is the bigger apple? Yes. And which one is the bigger rectangle? Wonderful. So you are going to color the bigger one between the two items. For the ball, let's color the bigger ball. You can do this at home with different colors. It doesn't have to be one color. You can have many colors and make a rainbow. For now, we are going to leave it here, and the rest you will do at home. Let us do the next exercise on the next page. Here we have a school, and it is very beautiful. You can see that it has a clock, and it has a flag and many windows. We want you to try and draw the school. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect, but I want you to start at the dot, and you're going to move from left to right. My friend is going to show you how. She's going to move from left to right. Very good. Now we would like you to continue by yourselves at home. This marks the end of our lesson today. I hope you had fun. I know that we did. Now, before we go, we have a special message from Zashi. Yay!
Hi everyone, I'm Joshi. And make sure to always make a helicopter circle stretching your arms out and spinning around like me. And make sure you're not touching anyone while doing this. Goodbye!
India's Ranthambore Reserve in Rajasthan is home to the rare Bengal tigers. Every year, John Isaac, an Indian-born photographer, travels from New York City to document the lives of these majestic animals.
In the last 10 years, I think my interest has grown tenfold, and I'm very particular about the survival of the tigers.
His goal is to make sure that people everywhere know about the grave danger Bengal tigers face: extinction. John holds seminars and photographic exhibitions from his visits to Ranthambore to raise awareness of the plight of these tigers. He's currently working on a book to document their dilemma due to an increasing human population encroaching on their territory. According to John and wildlife experts, each tiger needs as much as 9 square kilometers to survive, just under 4 square miles. The relationship between tigers and people has always been difficult, but now, with much less territory to roam, tigers often wander into human settlements.
The conflict between the villagers and the tigers has always been there. And then government tries to compensate. If a tiger kills a goat or a cow, they pay a certain amount to the villagers.
In the past, tigers used migration corridors or routes followed by wildlife for travel between summer and winter habitats. Now these pathways have been taken over by people who use them as living quarters and to reap firewood.
We are trying to work with the communities living around and trying to reduce their forest dependency so that we can conserve this corridor patch for the smooth and easy movement of tigers.
Jamuna Devi, a farmer, lives near one of the migratory corridors. She used to depend on the forest for grazing pastures. Now, thanks to a World Wildlife Fund initiative, Jamuna no longer needs to rely on the forest for her family's survival. The secret? Introducing new alternative crops closer to her home.
गई साल बोया हमने खुद ने और ये तो अभी ये गई साल बोया है ये आया होया कांदा है हम 25 रोज को तो तारीख को तो बोया ही है और रोज बा में अंतर तो आगा भूलने लगा.
The success of this project has led to even more changes. Jamuna decided to plant fodder for her cattle on her excess land to further preserve the habitat of the tigers. She has also switched to cooking gas so that she doesn't have to collect forest wood for fuel.
जंगल में सब दुनिया में जावे छोड़ दिया तो सब बे होगी कोई काम नहीं करा लकड़ी को भी नहीं करा जंगल में जाने से भी परेशान है दुनिया. गैस भेज दिया सबन के घर घर में वो सभी सिलेंडर पकड़ते और रुपया को कोई समझते ही नहीं है. अब भीतर भरा लावा.
Climate change also has a direct impact on the habitat of tigers.
The last 2 or 3 years, they say, there's been a drought. The rains have not been regular.
Climate change is a serious problem in this country, even it's in the continent. So keeping these forest areas alive and protected is the only solution. This year we have raised a nursery of 10,000 saplings. Forest department have shown their interest. They bought around 2,000, 3,000 saplings.
The idea is to plant new trees to replace those lost to severe weather conditions and human activity. Poaching used to be a major threat to Bengal tigers, but thankfully the number of big cats killed by poachers has plummeted due to measures implemented by law enforcement agencies, resulting in less demand for tiger products. Especially the introduction of camera traps and digital apps, which automatically take photos of moving tigers and suspicious persons moving around in the forest.
Every time I hear something like that, I feel so good, in some ways, some things are working. And so this is what drives me to come and do this. In my lifetime, if the tigers are extinct, I don't know how I'll handle that.
This report was produced by Mary Ferreira for the United Nations.
Nothing is too good for my daughter. Now here's the deal, Nambi. There's no playing around with other boys before your wedding. Do you understand? It's the most important day of your life.
Nambi, baby, you have a face like a beautiful person. I got you this Virgin Mary necklace to protect your innocence.
Stupid man. We have loved each other since high school, and now you want to turn your back on me? All the plans we made, you just throw them away? And you want Nambi now? When I've always been there for you, Ziwa, do you understand? And she doesn't even love you. I wasted my time on someone like you.
Don't be like that, Jalia.
COVID-19 affects people very differently. Many people show no symptoms at all, but some are hospitalised for weeks. So what does the disease do to your body? The coronavirus enters through the mouth, nose or eyes. It then usually attaches itself to cells lining the nose, throat, airways or lungs. It can turn these cells into factories that multiply and spread the virus. For the majority, a fever, cough and breathlessness are as bad as it gets. But the virus can damage the small blood vessels lining the lungs and initiate clotting. The alveoli are tiny air sacs where oxygen goes into the blood. If they become inflamed, it can trigger pneumonia. Seriously ill patients need to be given oxygen as the lungs fill with fluid and debris.
I legit couldn't breathe. My oxygen meter was measuring under 88% oxygen levels, which is very dangerous. And the only time I ever thought my life was in danger was at that point.
COVID-19 doesn't just affect the lungs. It can also disrupt the immune system, which is used by the body to fight illnesses. Cytokines are part of the immune system that find and signal infections. For some people with severe COVID-19, this system can go into overdrive. If too many cytokines build up, it can cause an overreaction that damages healthy cells. This is called a cytokine storm for the most severe cases. COVID-19 can lead to seizures or even a coma. It can also cause brain problems that lead to strokes. The immune system overreacting can cause clots that stop the blood supply to parts of the brain. Brain inflammation, psychosis and dementia-like symptoms can also affect seriously ill patients. The average length of the illness is 14 days, but many people have symptoms for much longer. Breathing problems and post-viral fatigue last for months in some cases.
I cannot walk for long simply because I will feel a little bit short of breath and I feel the need to sit down. And that's something that has never happened to me before.
Some of the people who are most likely to develop severe symptoms are older adults and those with underlying health conditions. It's not fully known how anyone will react to COVID-19 until they get it. So it's important for everyone to follow health guidance. What precautions are you taking to stay safe?